What's goody, y'all? Welcome back to Billy Go's Prophetic Vessel. It's your girl Billy Go, and we got a message for you. A love message, that is. Okay, whoever is on your mind at the time of watching this, all right? Okay, whoever is on your mind at the time of watching this. Okay, you know what? We got all decks here. Let's just freshen this one up. Okay. Let's see, where do we want to start? Let's start with this one. Okay. Holy Spirit. Whoever's on the mind of whoever's going to be watching this video, what do they need to know, see, and or hear about the person or people they're thinking about? Holy Spirit. We have, I know you deserve more. Okay. Ooh, we have terrified. So, put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. Flip the energies as you see fit. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind, okay? My Capricorns and chosen ones. So, I'm getting like somebody mistreated someone. Whoever did the and don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect. Whoever, like a person can have flaws and not be abusive. A person can have flaws and be abusive, okay? So whoever was the one that was imperfect and they were abusive and mistreated someone, they are the ones that know that the other party deserves more, okay? And the person or people who were imperfect, because we all have flaws, well, they feel terrified of the person who did the abusing and or mistreatment, okay? You don't have to feel like terrified. You know, you could just feel like you don't want to deal with that, and I don't blame you. Who the fuck want to deal with abuse? Even the people who became abusive didn't want to deal with abuse. We're not born knowing what abuse is. We have to experience and or see that shit, right? Behaviors are more so learned, okay? Just like we're not born knowing what racism is. And if you know what racism is and you're a child, you can gotta get a download on it. You can see it to the spirit for some, But the point is that you're not born knowing that shit. You have to learn it, okay? And so whoever got abused became like their abusers. They didn't heal here, okay? And they could be terrified of losing you here. And we have spiritual growth. This could have taught everybody involved here what not to do. All right. We have too many responsibilities. Okay. Now I ain't gonna start, it did come out of reverse. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You don't want to, whoever's on the side where it's like, you don't want to deal with that. You feel like it's too much. It's too much to deal with. Like, that a connection of any sort, parent, child, family, friend, lover, work relationship, whatever the case may be, it does take effort, but it shouldn't feel like a job, especially something that you dread, right? So I look at your pictures every day. Okay, that's cool, right? But that doesn't take away from the fact that someone here was abusive, or you felt like they were, or they felt like you were. Flip the energies as you see fit. Put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit, okay? I'm addicted to you sexually, okay? So this energy could have a sex addiction to you. Like, they keep, want to have sex with you, 444 on the timer. So to the point where if they're spiritual, they could be spiritually raping you, spiritually molesting you, all the above, okay, whether you realize this or not, okay, in several different ways, shapes, or forms. Sex magic. This energy could have physically raped and or molested you, for some of you, and I'm so very sorry. Now listen, if somebody did this to you in the spiritual, I'm gonna need you to open up a it's in divine headquarters, okay? Open up a case against them, okay? And the divine will handle it. All right. If they did this to you in the physical, and hey, I understand that even people who do tell, sometimes the justice system do not bring justice, and I'm so sorry for that. Here it's crooked and we working on it. But just know, try your best. But definitely, if you don't get anywhere with the physical court case, open up a court case at divine headquarters. Okay, it's gonna for sure get looked at. Even if you gonna get a response, even if it like a yay or nay or whatever the case may be, you gonna get something. Okay, because that's God. Yeah, you don't want to deal with them. You feel like they too much. I need to tell you how I truly feel. So now they want to tell you how they feel. Please save a spot for me in your heart. So they want you to wait on them, but they wasn't thinking about this when they was mistreating you. I never want to lose you again. So remember how I said, but they don't want to tell you this? I traded in gold for Chuck E. Cheese coins. I know I owe you an apology. Fucking apology. Your rejection would destroy me. Somebody should have thought about that before they did what they did. I said this before. This is giving Jesus and Judas in the Passion of the Christ, when Judas sat there and traded Jesus' loyalty for money with the people who was looking for Jesus. Judas ratted him out. He snitched. Snitch, nigga, bitch, nigga, hoe, nigga, snitch. Anyway, and Jesus went through all of that. Now, had he not snitched, now from a 5D perspective, yes, Jesus came to settle our spiritual debt. From a 3D perspective, I just really want to wonder if Judas never did that, what would have happened? Would Jesus not have to have gone through that? You know? You feel me? Man, anyway, would Jesus have been able to get married and have some kids and you feel me? Or maybe we just don't know. But anyway, so this is what they're giving. And remember, Judas hung himself. Unalived himself. In the movie, okay, because he couldn't believe what he did. Right? You have Jesus, who could bring people back to life, perform miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. He could have performed a miracle and made it rain in a bag that appeared empty. Come on. You remember how he took those 2 or 3 fishes and like that loaf of bread and fed like what, over 1,000 or 2,000 people? He could have multiplied whatever he had. Now, I ain't finna sit here like, he could have been in a bind of some sort. He really could have needed something. But his approach was shitty, to say the least. Somebody basically gave you up for money, gave you up for something that they thought appeared better, looked better, and baby, left you abandoned, left you for dead, left you in the wilderness, right? That's where they found Jesus. He led them to the woods. In the movie, Shaw did. And now, this energy can't stand to look at themselves because they can't believe, they don't want to own up to what they did. They don't want to be known for what they did. But they only feel bad because shit didn't play out like they thought. And because they getting karma for it, right? This energy is a fake friend, fake lover, and they're untrustworthy, jealous, and revengeful. Okay? just like Judas. But Jesus knew. Remember in the movie, he was like, he was telling Jesus something along the lines of, I'm gonna be serve you and da 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 da. Man, Jesus looked at him and said, you will betray me, baby. Nosy, watching, gaining information, asking questions. So this energy is pretending like they not watching you when they watching your almost every move that God allows. Okay, so be mindful, guys. It's looking like a Pornhub night. Lonely, solo, missing you. No other options. Unwanted options. Okay. So they don't want basically they don't want anybody else with you. And they heard something about you which could have prompted them to mistreat you. What they should have like confirmed with you, and they didn't have to take things as far as they did, or you. Okay. Yeah. So this is a karmic soulmate, negative karmic soulmate. Yeah, this is a lesson here, okay? And I'm gonna say a negative karmic soulmate because this energy didn't evolve. Doing this shit, you didn't evolve. You ain't gotta be perfect, but you didn't evolve. Every time I start feeling emotions, I run away or self-sabotage. So they have a habit, okay, that they needed to heal. Everybody needs some sort of healing. Well, I guess they thought I don't know. They didn't want to heal. They didn't want to put in the work to heal. They wanted someone who was on their level where they were able to have their cake and eat it too. And I'm a firm believer of having your cake and eating it too, as long as it's not hurting somebody else, or like hurting yourself. But, hey, you're always there for me and I can't do the same. So this energy, they, seem to really like you or whatever, but they're not, you will never be fulfilled. Well, I don't want to say never, because everybody's dealing with similar, different situations, going to have different outcomes. But at this time of you watching this energy has not healed. They are not ready for you. They wouldn't be able to provide you with what you want, need, desire, because they can't even do that for themselves, right? You would constantly feel like you are settling in some way, shape, or form. Okay. I would do it all again. So they're trying to hide the fact that they would try to like do the whole situation again to try to like trap you up or try to steal from you or try to mistreat you. It's like saying what they need to say and then getting back in. Why? Because they need security. So they're getting karma for all the bullshit that they did, or you are. For the energies as you see fit, put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. Feel free to check out our YouTube channel, Download Spiritual Guidance. That link is in the description box, okay? Those readings are timeless over there. If I didn't say that already. You didn't see my tears. So they're saying like, hey, I cried over you too, or I was da-da-da-da too, or this is what you're saying. But the point is that if somebody was abusive, I don't care how many tears you motherfucking cried. You didn't have to be abusive. Okay? So if they start trying to cry and stuff, don't let them pull on your heartstrings, because they're hiding the fact that they would try to do what they did to you over again and maybe this time try to seal the deal. You let me down. Okay? So yeah, this person was a big letdown for you. Or people was a big letdown for you. You really had interest in them. I feel so happy with you. So they was hiding the fact in some cases that they, or you vice, so the energies as you see fit, that they were very happy with you. And so this is why they want to start over. But like, why the fuck you hiding shit and you want to start over? Look at that. I want you back. You see, look at it. You see how wishy-washy this energy is? And I'm not saying that a person can't change their mind when it comes to certain things, but it's like, dang, look how many times these cards came out up in reverse. And I had to be told to like, nope, because they're not being honest with themselves. So how can they be honest with you is what I just got. That's why this energy is not ready for you, and you're not obligated to wait on them, and they're not obligated to wait on you, vice versa. You know how that should go, or you're learning how that shit goes. All right. Final messages from my personal baby. Alright. You make me happy. Okay, they afraid to admit this, that you were a sunshine in their life, or they were a sunshine in yours, and you're afraid to admit that, you know. My apology isn't genuine. Their apology is out of desperation, okay? Remember what we have here. Their apology is out of desperation because they're going through karma for how they've mistreated people and mistreated you, and or you are, okay? So if anything, again, I'm not saying wait on whoever this is, but if that's something you're even thinking about remotely doing, just date. Just date. And take everything back to God and be like, God, you know, da 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 da. But if this energy is abusive, baby, you know, just think about it, okay? Because I can't tell you what to do. You're going to make your own decisions, right? I sold you a dream and illusion. Yeah. This energy, so this energy is going to try to sell you another dream because they're desperate. They need to get out of a situation. They don't have nobody else to turn to. And you was, in a sense, or they were to you, dependable companion, reliable. Okay. So we have, I want to marry you. I didn't see your worth and value. Okay. So, and we was getting this energy before Downward Spiritual Guidance. So go check it over there, okay? Those readings are timeless too. Yeah, so unfortunately, this could have been a twin flame that is a karmic twin flame now because they didn't ascend or you didn't. Okay? So a lot of you guys, you've ascended past a twin flame, twin soul journey, whatever the case, okay? Yeah, they smooth talk you. This is what they've done to everybody. But they didn't think that they was going to fall for you. Yeah. This was supposed to teach you lessons, and they need to take self-inventory, or you do. But this energy, they have a history of not doing this, or you do. So this is nothing new, but this connection was supposed to transmute and transform that. So in some cases, I mean, well, this is a chosen channel, so y'all both could have been chosen, both had a job to transmute generational curses, so on and so forth. And God putting you guys together to build, and being unable to build because of certain behaviors getting in the way. So, especially abusive, you can't build with abusive behavior. What can you build that will last with abuse? Nothing. No business, no relationship, not even love or platonic, nothing. Right? Especially if you're not being honest about it and you being two-faced, you jealous, and you leading with revenge. What kind of shit is that, right? This taught you everything that you don't want. You may not want me. I'm still in karmic energy, right? So although they may want you back and they want to start over and stuff like that. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I just saw this. I'm not financially stable. They don't want you to know that they're not financially stable. And that's why they coming in asking you for help, because they see your blessings, or they're going to see, or they know something's coming in for you or something, or they feel like that, you know, or they want what you was given before: money, time, effort, energy, love, all the above. But God is saying no. Let this person or people go through their karma, and then check back in with God if he say it's okay, to whatever the case may be. But I don't know if you want to go back to somebody that's abusive, even if they do transform. But that's up to you and God, okay? That's not for me to decide. I didn't use my discernment when the time came. So that's what we got for you. Thank you all for your love and support here. To truly, truly appreciate it. And always remember, you make your own decisions. Peace out. Deuces.